Hey guys, I'm with Heidi Garrett, who's a wellness coach. How you doing today, Heidi?
Terrific. Thanks, Matt. How about yourself?
I'm doing really well. And you're the East Coast as well. You're in
I
Florida.
am. I'm in Tampa, Florida.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I'm in New York City, so it's just like 12 hours above
Same
you.
time zone anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um. So let's jump into this. First question I always like to ask people is, what do you wish you knew 10 years ago?
I wish I really understood the concepts I was just beginning to learn about law of attraction and how you think, because if I really understood how effective it was, I would have amplified it 10 years ago to be even further than I am now.
So I
Yeah.
assume that you like kind of knew about the idea of law of attraction, but maybe you didn't really know how to apply it as well as you do now.
I actually knew nothing of it until I got introduced in massage school. And it was kind of a big eye opener for me because my entire world shifted in that instant. But I didn't know what I didn't know. So I was like everybody else for the first time, a kid learning to walk.
Hmm.
So making a lot of mistakes along the way as I was learning about it, definitely.
Gotcha. And I
Yeah.
know it's a really popular idea, law of attraction. And there's a lot of like people who try it, maybe don't like it or don't understand it. And then people who really get extreme success out of it. What are the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to the law of attraction?
Some of the biggest mistakes, and this is some that I've made myself, is understanding how complicated and simple it is at the same time. As easy as it is, you get what you think about most of the time. The complicated part is we don't always know what we're thinking. We don't always know how we're feeling. And a lot of times that law of attraction kicks in based on our emotions. So if you've got a program running in the background, that can stumble you from any effects, no matter how many actions you take or
Hmm.
how many great intentions you might have. And I
Gotcha.
see that happen a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The real block is that people aren't really aware of what they're thinking or feeling.
absolutely.
Okay.
Probably more often than we know.
For sure.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit how, like, to someone who maybe needs a refresher on it or someone who just knows nothing about it, how exactly does law of attraction work and how can we apply it?
Law of attraction is the concept before it's been known as the power of positive thinking. It's been going on for thousands of years. The concept behind it is what we think about inside is what we draw to us. So when you're thinking and feeling a certain intention, you're going to manifest that out in the real world. You're going to bring that out into the real world. So even though you may not consciously be thinking about getting into a car accident, for example, if you're feeling a certain energy, frustration, impatience, anxiety, you may still draw something like that that matches it, which might be the car accident or it might be some
Ah,
other similar thing, which is why a lot of people get very confused about how that works.
interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Yeah. I never really thought about it like that. Like, you might not be thinking of car accidents in general, but
Correct.
if you're thinking maybe of anxiety, you're having anxious thoughts or something, that might translate into whatever form like it happens to manifest. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where people get confused about law of attraction a lot of times because they're going, well, I'm thinking about manifesting money. I'm thinking about it all the time and my bank account's at zero. Well, that might well be, but what are you feeling about the money? And
Okay.
that might have a lot to do with why you're still at zero or less.
Mhm. And how, like, what are some, like, what should we be thinking about to attract the kind of abundant life that most people desire?
Number one thing is to really focus on what you already have in front of you. I was working on an exercise actually today where it's a gratitude exercise on prosperity and abundance. And doing this exercise reminded me of how abundant we already are when you really start to make a list of everything that you have going for you. So even if your bank account's at zero, you can do a list and say, but wow, I have lots of TV shows and movies I can watch. I have an abundance of sunshine, or there's always something you can find that you might have wealth and abundance at. And that's a good place to start because you start feeling that sense of prosperity and gratitude.
Mm. So like gratitude journaling is like a way to get that sense of abundance.
It is, but you also want to feel the gratitude. So when you really see what you already have in prosperity and you really feel the gratitude, then you really honor that. And that's what allows the law of attraction to kick in and bring more of that to you.
I like that because sometimes in the past, like I've done a lot of gratitude journaling, and sometimes like I'll write it down. I'll write down 5 things I'm grateful for, but I don't really feel it. And I think
Exactly.
that the difference matters a lot. So to people like me that might be doing some gratitude journaling, but don't necessarily feel the gratitude that goes along with the journaling, what do you recommend?
I recommend really simplifying it. Think of something that you really truly appreciate in the moment. And it might be something as simple as I am really thankful for that cup of coffee when you get out of bed in the morning. Or it might be something as simple as just really being present and enjoying the sounds around you, the sunshine that might be outside. Just taking a moment to be where you are now and appreciating the now.
Mm-hmm. And what I'm hearing is that it's like really important to like really feel it in your body, like it's not just an intellectual exercise, but like something that you really feel all around.
Absolutely. The head will only get you so far. It's the heart that has actually more energy and more power. So when you can really feel it in your heart energy, in your stomach energy, you're going to amplify that desire even more. And that's going to be appealing and attractive to bring and draw to you more of what you're wanting.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
yeah, what I'm getting out of this is that if I'm gratitude journaling, like really sit down with every bullet point I write and kind of take a breath and kind of just like sit with that sentence that I wrote instead of just writing it and moving on, but like really thinking about it and visualizing it and seeing if I can embody that.
Absolutely. The more you can feel that experience with every cell of the body, the more attractive that is going to be for you. So absolutely, that's exactly what I would suggest doing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us something that you're like interested in or curious about right now in your life.
Right now, I'm focusing a lot more on different forms of energetics, energy work. I am a Reiki master as well, and how I can use that as another tool to help amplify people's energy to help them bring more into their lives as well. It's really exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. Energetics.
Yeah.
Yes. So I imagine that's like a whole school of thought and like all these different avenues for people.
It's going down the rabbit hole.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Any particularly interesting frameworks about energetics that are that you want to share?
What I'm really taking from a lot of my current training is how connected we all really are in every area of our lives. So some of my previous training, and it's kind of blows your mind when you first hear it, is how we are all transmitters and receivers of information consciously, but even on subconscious level. So you think about a problem and someone out there is transmitting an answer for you. And if you're connected, you're going to pick that up. Yeah,
nice. Yeah, interesting.
it's crazy wild. Yeah, exactly.
If you don't, you might not even be thinking it like or saying it out loud, but like if you're around someone will pick it up. Whatever
Exactly. And that's where things such as prayer become so powerful because you're putting that intention out there for people to receive a certain intention too. It's pretty cool stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us something that is true that you think is true that almost no one agrees with you about.
That's probably one of them.
Just like the kind of spiritual energy.
Radio station, so they go, okay, sure.
No, that's a good point. Like I think when you talk about esoteric stuff, like people naturally flinch and naturally kind of don't really get it, and you have to kind of be like sensitive when it comes to talking about those things because a lot of people just don't get it.
Absolutely. And one of the things I have learned in my massage practice as well is you have to go where people are at. Not everyone is ready to embrace many of the more advanced concepts. Sometimes you have to start with just the physical. Okay, if you really want this to change, you're going to have to physically change this first.
Yeah, totally,
Exactly.
totally.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with us that you haven't already?
Well, not too much, really. I think the biggest thing is that one of the things I am offering is this actual exercise. So anyone that's interested in applying this exercise directly and seeing how it works for them, I'm happy to do so. They can either email me or they can send me a text on my cell phone. My number is 813-495-7235, and the email's on the site, of course.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Yeah, and it's a pleasure to interview you. Looking forward to talking more.
Absolutely, Matt. Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
No problem.